today I have a beautiful pick-a-card message for you, and this is going to be a message from your Akashic Record. So I love how I've actually set this up, so I'm hoping that you get a lot of amazing golden nuggets during this particular pick-a-card. And if you are new to my channel, welcome to Eileen Into Spirit. My name is Eileen Rouse. I'm a psychic intuitive and a spiritual essence coach, and I provide you with guidance, wisdom, and inspiration every other week. So welcome to Eileen Into Spirit. And if you are not yet subscribed, please do us a favor and give us a subscribe down below and a big thumbs up, as we are well on our way to 1,000 subscribers. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. I'm so excited that you are here, and I'm very excited and happy to announce that we have now reached our 200 subscriber mark. I'm so thankful, guys. I really, truly do appreciate it all. So as you can see, we have 4 piles here for you to choose from. And each one of these piles has a specific phrase that we will go deep into and give you the information for each one of those. So this is going to be very telling, and I cannot wait to get in here to get this message for you guys. So if you are ready, let's go ahead and dive in. So I want you to go ahead and take a nice big deep breath. Allow yourself to get centered before you make a choice. And as you take that deep breath, just ask your intuition to slowly guide you towards a deck, a pile that is actually calling to you. So first we have pile 1, which is Leaping in Love. Pile 2 is Hasta La Vista Baby. Pile 3 is From Scratch. And pile 4 is Everything is Beautiful. So one more time, guys. Pile 1 is Leaping in Love. Pile 2 is Hasta La Vista Baby. Pile 3 is From Scratch. And pile 4 is Everything is Beautiful. All right, guys, let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, pile 1, this is going to be your pile and your message from your Akashic Tarot. So first card we have is Leaping in Love, and I absolutely love this message. This is really about leaping into self-love, to some self-worth, really loving yourself and really giving to yourself. I do want to point out that a number 7 is a very sacred number, and I absolutely love that we are starting off with your message of have it be some love and some romance. You know, whether this is going to be a partner that is going to be coming into your life now, understand that it doesn't have to be romantic, but it can be, and it's really wanting you to sort of be open to it. And if it's not something that is actually coming to you as of yet, but it is something you are desiring, the message here is to act as if it has already happened. When you align to that specific vibration, you allow yourself to be open to whatever comes through. So here is going to be your message from the Akashic Tarot. So first we are going to start off, you are the one deck that particularly had 3 cards that fell out here. So first we have Clarity, which is Mountain. Then we have Life, which is Breathe. This is a beautiful card. And then we have Growth, which is Plants. Okay, so here is your message so far. I really feel that your message here, pile one, is really going to be that I feel that you have actually come from a place where you were sort of put on pause. Because you were actually put on pause here, it has really assisted you in gaining a lot of clarity. Understand that a lot of times when we sort of stop actually moving along, or we're actually told by spirit or our higher self to actually slow down, the reason for this is because they're asking us to get a little bit more clear. It's wanting us to get a very crystal clear vision of what it is that we are truly desiring for ourselves. And with this particular clarity that you are receiving, it allows you to really breathe in life into your creations, into what you are specifically desiring. You know, this breath is really, we ultimately need breath in order to survive. And this is no different when we are actually trying to create or when we are trying to bring something to fruition. The primary message here with this particular card is ultimately that we need to learn to utilize our breath. I feel a lot of times when we are in the midst of life, just in any situation, we oftentimes don't really breathe the way that we should. And this particular message here with breath is really to focus on your breathing. Allow it to guide your actions and flow. And often know that when you bring in a lot of fear, what is transpiring here is you are shallow breathing. So you're not really focusing in on breathing wholeheartedly. And so this really wants you to sort of really focus in on your breathing. Maybe do some breathing exercises. Really allow yourself to really breathe in to what spirit is really trying to guide you. And it helps you sort of focus in on your intuition and your guidance. Growth is really a recognition that you are currently growing. Right? There's a lot of things that you are currently working on or that you are currently manifesting here at this point. And understand that as you continue to go through life and as you continue to go through cycles, everything is going to blossom. But understand that it is going to blossom in the time that it is meant to blossom. It doesn't necessarily mean that it is going to blossom in your timing, but that it will blossom in specific timing to when its life cycle is coming in. So I feel that if you are trying to create something, you are trying to manifest something, Spirit wants you to get very clear about what it is that you want. Recognize that whenever frustrations or anxieties or fears that you currently have, breathe through it. Allow yourself to fully breathe in, because that is how we truly create. And recognize that things will grow. They will blossom in the moment that they are meant to blossom. Let's now move into the Akashic message here for you, pile one. So first card up, we have Heliuron. Now, Heliuron is an ascended master. He works a little bit with healing, but he is also a very great source of knowledge. So this Heliuron card is going to represent a major arcana because it is a number 5. It is going to represent change. You now also have Archangel Raphael, which is healing, and also aligns itself with Mother Earth and its creations. So now you have an 8, which is also a major arcana card. Now you have number 1, which is the Oracle of Delphi. I absolutely love this for you here, pile 1. And now you have the 6 of Scrolls. Now the 6 of Scrolls is the sands of time. Again, this is going to represent timing, that we need to become very clear about understanding that things often take time. And then we have number 15, which is going to be the muse. Okay, I feel that your primary message here from your Akashic record is one of a lot of growth. The Oracle of Delphi right here really speaks about pure guidance, divine source energy and intuition and information that is coming in for you here, pile one. And this is beautiful because I feel, in those specific times, the Oracle of Delphi was really the source. It is the source that people usually gravitated towards. Kings and priests also utilize the Oracle of Delphi to receive that type of information. Because they actually interpreted this information. Now, this is currently where you are. And when you receive this card, this is really about a great increase in your insight and your psychic abilities and your power. Understand that this is very much about receiving that divine guidance that you often ask for. Really allow yourself to be open. You might be receiving a little bit of information here in regards to your past life. And understand that those messages that come through, it's really wanting you to really look at it, right? It's really wanting you to really receive that message and listen to what your guidance is ultimately really telling you. Now, as we look at Heliaron and Archangel Raphael, I really want to point out that Heliaron is really about the knowledge, the wisdom. Notice how he himself right here is holding a book here, right? He is actually teaching. So he implements, study and scientific discovery, and he is an ascended master. And he comes forth with information that your Akashic records hold. He is the master of research and science, concrete knowledge and communication with spirit. So understand that when Master Heliaron comes forward, he's letting you know that his assistance is close at hand. It's really about opening up to this specific energy and allowing it to assist you right now. I feel that it's because your psychic abilities here are truly opening up. I want to point out here that Master Heliaron has stepped in because now you're in the part of your actual awakening here, pile one, where you're needing to learn more and you're needing to learn from a master, right? This is the reason why Master Heliaron has come in. This is really about bringing forth a lot of logical approach to how you pursue certain specific things when you are going through this particular transition. As we move on to Archangel Raphael, this is really about sharing your light and your healing, understanding that as you go through this increase of knowledge and this ability, you are going to really increase your ability to not only heal yourself, but to also uplift yourself on a cellular level. When Archangel Raphael comes in, it usually, comes in with actual healing. But I want to point out here that on this particular card, you can actually see not only this green light, but this beautiful pink light. What that truly represents is unconditional love. It represents compassion. That it is ultimately, we have to have compassion for ourselves as we go through a journey and as we go through experiences in life in order for us to truly heal ourselves on a cellular level. Okay. And what I love about Archangel Raphael is that he is one of the 4 archangels of planet Earth. And he usually comes in to assist humanity in their own growth, right? This is really about stepping forward into a very big achievement in your personal life. It's also about, that healing that we often need when it comes to, our family, or when it comes to, I feel that a lot of things that are transpiring right now is there are a lot of people within the collective that are healing a lot of what I call ancestral trauma. And so this really sort of signifies right here that you are learning and you are healing at a much deeper level. Now let's move on to these two cards, which is the Sands of Time and the Muse. Now, this card right here truly represents the time, right? Like understanding that when it actually comes to the things that we often want to do, we often have our own perception or our own idea of what we want in a timely fashion. What I want to point out with this card is that this card shows that in some matter of importance, time is of the essence. Now, I want to point out here that understanding that as you are growing, right? Understanding that you are, this is an opportunity for you that you ultimately don't want to miss, okay? And it's an opportunity of growth. It's an opportunity of expansion. It's an opportunity that's going to require action on your part in order for you to complete. And I feel that this is really a part of your mission. It is a part of your mission to actually really take action towards what you are being called to do, okay? Now, the Muse card here, the Muse card truly is another major arcana, and the Muse card is really about resourcefulness, inventiveness, right? Anything that you are creatively working on, it's wanting you to be resourceful, recognizing that your goals, your visions, your dreams, whatever it is that you are working towards, time is of the essence, right? It's really about making sure that you have an action plan set in place here, pile one, to basically accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. Now, I do want to point out here that these cards are a little bit different than the actual tarot. And I want to point out that the scrolls here truly represent swords, okay? So if we look at this from a Six of Swords perspective, a Six of Swords perspective is leaving everything behind and moving towards calmer shores, right? This is ultimately talking about taking forward action, right? The Sands of Time is really about, recognizing that whatever project, whatever situation, whatever experience you are going through, it is going to require action on your part, and you are going to be asked to complete it. It just wants you to really focus, and it wants you to recognize that as long as you are steered in what your higher truth, what your intuition is ultimately guiding you here, and you allow yourself to complete this project, things are going to be very fruitful, right? You have the growth, you have the life and the breath here, right? This is about really getting very clear into that deep understanding and knowing about what it is that you are ultimately desiring. Now, moving on, we have Rama, which is, where are you being called to journey to? Okay, this message right here is really about it's about that clarity, right? It's about really tuning in to your intuition and getting very clear about what it is your heart is guiding you. Remember, right here with the Oracle of Delphi, this is about very strong, powerful, intuitive information coming from divine source energy that is here to give you the answers. Notice how she is looking towards the Sands of Time and the Muse. What it's really ultimately telling you is that if you want this new beginning, time is of the essence. You have to take action towards the things that ultimately bring you joy. It's about understanding that if you continue to put forth love and nurturing into the things that you ultimately love and that bring you so much joy, you'll be able to really make it become fruitful. Next, you have Keepers of the Earth. Now, this is a beautiful card because I feel a lot of times when we are trying to create or when we are trying to manifest something, we often feel like we're doing this alone. We often feel like we don't have the answers, or that we're not connected, or that we're not receiving that guidance. And this is a very clear message here that not only are your angels and your guides with you, but your ancestors are there. They're helping you, they're guiding you, they're providing you with the little nudges and the little whispers that your soul and your heart often whisper to you. And it's important that you truly listen to the guidance, right? Recognize that they are there guiding you every step of the way. And last but not least, we have leadership. I absolutely love this, pile one. This is really about you stepping into a very big leadership role, not only for yourself, but for your dreams, for your visions, for the things that you are trying to manifest and you are trying to bring forward. Understand that when we become a leader, what we're really being asked to do is to step up in a very big way, to sort of step up as the authority of our own life. Recognize that we can ask Spirit all day long for all of the amazing things that we want, but this is really about you taking the lead. And I feel that this isn't, understand that your life and the things that you actually showcase in this world actually does inspire and motivate others. And you're being asked to lead. Have confidence in yourself and your ability to be able to do the things that you love to do. Today I am going to offer you two different things that I absolutely love, and these are going to be little tasks that you can do for yourself. I will actually put this down in the description box so that you could actually do this if you so choose to. This is going to be journal prompts. But first, we're going to have a self-love. And I love this because you started out with the leaping into love card here, okay? And your self-love prompt is going to be, what was the most genuine thank you you've received recently? And what was it for? So remember that I will have these journal prompt questions down in the description box for you, pile one. And for the healing card, we have, what are you currently healing from that others don't see? So pile one, this is your beautiful message from your Akashic Record. I really hope that it truly did bring forth a lot of clarity and guidance for you, and that you were able to gain a lot of knowledge and wisdom. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you next time with your new message. Namaste, guys. Hi, pile two. Welcome to your message from the Akashic Records. So we are starting out with Hasta la vista, baby. So this message is pretty straightforward. This message is about walking away from the things that no longer serve you. Whatever it is you currently have in your life that you need to let go of, Spirit is really wanting you to just let it go. There is no need for you to take it. This truly represents an ending, and it's about walking into a new beginning. So the old phrase, out with the old, in with the new. So this is where we are starting off with you, pile two. Okay. So let's go ahead and see what other messages Spirit has for you here. So we are starting off here with darkness, which is moon, and completion, which is west. Okay, so let's go ahead and start off with number 7, which is darkness and moon. Now, I really love this card as I feel that it truly does show It has so much information in it. I really feel that what this is really referencing is that we all have certain things in our lives, like secrets that we ultimately really need to sort of bring to the surface, that we ultimately need to face. And I feel that a lot of times when it comes to things that are our shadow aspects, we often don't want to focus on them because we're too afraid of what we might find. What I love about the moon card is that the moon card often talks about the cycles, right? There are different cycles to the moon, and there are certain actions that one must take in regards to those specific cycles. So your message here with darkness and moon is really about that there are cycles to each and everything. There is a season for each and everything. It's really about making sure that you are not pushing yourself into doing something when it's not the right time or it's not the right season. Don't be afraid to actually delve deep into the darkness, the shadow aspects of yourself, or the secrets, because I want you to understand that without the darkness, you truly wouldn't understand the light. So it is necessary for you to recognize that there is a time for action. There is a time for rest and rejuvenation. And I really primarily feel that this card here, this darkness and this moon, truly represents that. It represents you paying very close attention to the cycles. I also want to point out that when it comes to the moon energy, it often refers to divine feminine energy. And divine feminine energy is really about receiving. And I want to point out that if you're a type of person here, pile 2, where you struggle on allowing yourself to get the needed rest that you need, or to actually receive kindness, generosity, love, nurturing, and care, then this is your message to allow yourself to do just that. Because divine feminine energy is really about finding the time for stability and planning and allowing yourself to receive that which you need, right? Because it's going to help you grow. Now, moving on to number 4, which is completion and west. This is basically understanding that with the darkness card and the moon card, you know, that there are cycles to each and everything that we do and that we encounter. Understand that all cycles come to an end, right? And this is really referencing that every cycle comes to a close. It's important that we not resist the end of something, because we have to allow ourselves to let go of something and allow something to completely end so that we can allow new beginnings to come in. So this is pretty significant considering that you receive Hasta La Vista Baby. I feel that that's very important because I feel that it is really sort of working hand in hand here to provide you with that guidance and that information that you need. So let's go ahead and move on into your Akashic Record message. So first card up, we have the 3 of Scrolls, which is setting your course. Now the scrolls truly represents the swords in the tarot. So we have the 3 of Scrolls with the 7 of Roses, which is going to represent cups. So this references the journey. Then we have the number 4 of Forces, which is spring and autumn. And I absolutely love this because this is already matching up. The 5 of Keys, which is wishes fulfilled. This represents pentacles, and Forces represents the wands energy. And the 7 of Keys, which is the ascent. Okay, I absolutely love this. I love this for you already, pile 2. So starting off with the 3 of Scrolls, setting your course. This ultimately references that you had your sights on something. There was something in specifically that you really set your sights on. This could have been a dream. It could have been a vision. It could have been something that you were truly inspired and drawn towards, and you planned ahead. You took necessary actions, and maybe it didn't actually come to fulfillment, okay? I say it probably didn't come to fulfillment because you have the Seven of Roses here, which is about the journey. It's important for you to recognize that when we set course for a specific direction that we are wanting to go, I feel a lot of times we focus mostly on getting to our destination. We focus on the end goal instead of actually allowing ourselves to truly experience the journey at hand. It's not about the destination, it's about the experience. And I find that this is really important here because with the Three of Scrolls on setting your course, you know, we talked about with the Moon card being a divine feminine energy, and it's really about receiving, right? So these two cards really truly represents your past. It represents where you started your specific journey, right? Where you set the course for what it was that you particularly wanted. You set your sights on it, you allowed yourself to envision it, and you embarked on that journey, okay? You embarked on that journey because that was particularly what you wanted. The Seven of Roses truly gave you an experience, okay? It gave you an experience, something that you ultimately needed to experience, but it's sort of kind of, I feel, it sort of kind of let you down because it didn't give you what you thought it was going to give you. Like you didn't experience exactly what you wanted to experience when you set your course, right? Understand here that with this setting the course, right, you're on a ship, right? You've set sail towards something. This truly represents arriving at a specific port, right? It represents that you have arrived to a specific point where you moved and you've relocated from where you currently are. And I feel that this is what I feel is important, okay? Understand that when you're going on a quest or when you're setting course for somewhere or you're moving towards a specific destination or what you are particularly trying to learn here, the important thing is to recognize that everything is an opportunity. Even though this particular thing didn't give you exactly what you thought it was going to give you, there are still opportunities that you experienced. There were still things that you learned while you were on this particular quest here. And I feel that with the Journey card, the important message is that understanding that you might be comfortable where you are now and you might be a little bit afraid to step out on your own or move in a different direction here, or move towards trying to fulfill what you originally set out, okay? But here's what I want to point out, because this is kind of where you are now. You are now at the Four of Forces, okay, which represents spring and autumn. So one thing that I love about this is that spring truly represents new beginnings, okay? And you started off with hasta la vista, baby, right? Which is about really letting go, letting things end, letting them be completed that needs to be. And in the spring, we ultimately plant the seeds of the things that we are wanting to create, that we are wanting to bring to fruition. The spring card shows that things are beginning to bloom, right? So maybe there are some other ideas, something that you ultimately have been wanting to create again and sort of venture out in a new journey. And I feel that in the spring, you know, since we are moving towards the spring here, pile two, this is really where things are going to start to begin, right? You're going to have to put forth a little bit more time and energy into the things that you are wanting to create, that you are wanting to sort of build for yourself, and understand that the spring is really going to be a very creative time for you. It's going to be a little bit more rewarding for you as well. Understand that when we look at spring and when we look at autumn, autumn is really when we do our harvesting. So really take into account here, what parts of your life, what things in your life have completely come to an end that now you want to start something new, that you want to create something new, that you want to grow something new for yourself. Because the more energy and effort that you put into that this spring, the bigger the harvest will be in the autumn for you here. So now we're going to move to wishes fulfilled and the ascent. And I absolutely love this because the keys truly represent sort of the pentacles, okay? Now, the 5 of keys talks about wishes fulfilled. And what this truly means for you here, pile 2, is that this wishes fulfilled really shows sort of a storeroom that is completely full. There are no empty cupboards. Everything is fruitful. Everything is abundant. Everything is large and it's very easily accessible, right? And so what this card truly represents is that after the spring, I want you to point out that this is going to be after the spring, you're going to understand very soon that the time that has come for you is for a wish fulfillment, right? All of your dreams will come true. All of the things that you've desired. Recognize that all of the difficulties that you have experienced are now behind you. You're no longer going to experience lack or anything of that nature. It's really about understanding that all of your wishes will be granted and that success is inevitable for you. Understand that this card truly represents that you will be successful with the things that you are planting in the spring, okay? And now as we move on to number 7, which is the ascent, this truly represents climbing to the top of your mountain, right? Understanding that the amount of effort and determination you put into your goals, into the things that you are wanting to accomplish and succeed, understand that sometimes you are going to have to play, things are going to have to be a little bit risky here for you. But understand that, the challenges that you face as you continue to climb towards the top of your goals, things are going to get a little difficult, right? But understand that the reward will be so much sweeter, right? So for some of you, this could actually be, maybe you're wanting a new career. Maybe you're wanting to open up a new business, right? And it's understanding and recognizing that you're going to have to take some risks. You're going to have to be willing to allow yourself to love and nurture your own success, and recognizing that you will be successful. The rewards will be very great for you. And understand that, this ascent is really about you putting in the work. This is about you really putting in the work here. Okay, so moving on, we have break the chain. Okay, and I really feel that this is ancestral pattern. Okay, so I know what this is exactly. So this break the chain here for you, pile 2, is really going to ultimately reflect the old. It is truly reflecting the old that you have basically you're walking away from, right? All of the challenges and the difficulties that you have felt, recognize that you were healing. You are basically healing all of that ancestral trauma, those ancestral patterns of lack, that you had to ultimately break free from, right? And this allowed you to now rewrite your future, because in the spring, you are going to be planting those seeds, and so that you could have a very fruitful, autumn, and you could truly climb towards that top of that mountain, that goal that you had for yourself. And this just confirms it, because next you have yes. So what this truly represents here is this represents you needing to say yes to taking a risk, to stepping out of your comfort zone, allowing yourself to explore, allowing yourself to truly be in that divine feminine energy where you are receiving and recognizing that now is the time for you to set forth action towards the things that you are wanting to create here, pile 2. And next up we have, oh, beautiful. We have domestic harmony. Okay, this is a numerology card here. And what I love about this is understand that 46 reduces to a 10, which really reduces to a 1, which is about new beginnings. What I love about this is that you need to harmonize everything within your life. And what I love about new beginnings is that it's really about, number one, we got the message that whatever has ended, allow it to end, right? It means that it's no longer of service to you, right? It's no longer going to fulfill you. And what I love about this domestic harmony is that this basically indicates that whatever challenges that you've had in the past, okay? Now this can be relationships, it can be stuff in your home or in your work environment. Understand that you are in the process of healing this, okay? And that means that you have to allow those relationships to end. You have to allow those things to fall away in order for you to experience newer relationships, you know, relationships that are more along the vibrational level that you are desiring here with the ascent. I really feel that ultimately your Akashic message here, pile 2, has to do with relationships, because this is your, you know, the final card, which is, you know, domestic harmony. I really feel that this is really about the relationship that you have with others. This could be children, this could be coworkers, this could be your parents, it could be family, it could be partners. This is a card really about recognizing that any difficulties that you have experienced are now being resolved, and it's important for you to sort of allow yourself to find the harmonious relationships. It's a time to make a specific commitment to yourself, to a present relationship, by basically putting yourself first, recognizing that you are of importance. And you want to let go of the things that were difficult and challenging for you because you're now desiring something better. I do also have here for you, pile 2, 2 cards that are very much journal prompts. I will be posting these questions down in the description box if you feel so called as to do these journal prompts. So for the self-love card that was drawn for you, the question is, when was the last time I shared my truth, even though it felt risky? Once again, I will post those down in the description box. Your healing question is, what do you need right now more than anything? I truly felt guided to pull these specific questions for you because I feel that it was really important, especially since we were receiving messages from your Akashic record, which will truly help you not only truly understand where you've come from, but understand what it is you're needing in order to move forward. So pile 2, this is your message from your Akashic record. I thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you next time with your new message. Namaste, guys. Hi, pile 3. This is going to be your message from the Akashic record. So you are starting off with number 6, from scratch. This is a beautiful message. What this truly represents is that Spirit is wanting you to know that you have all of the ingredients that you need. You have all of the resources that you need in order to make your dreams become a reality. Everything is within your reach. There is no need for you to sit back and wait for more instruction, more insight. This is really about you needing to get started. You are building something magical. You are creating a masterpiece. You are creating a recipe, something specific that truly speaks to your soul and speaks to your heart. And this is your sign right here that it's time for you to get busy. It's time for you to start, getting ready to work and creating, really putting in all of those ingredients and all of those resources that are easily accessible to you now and start building this dream or this vision that you have for yourself. So let's go ahead and get started and see what other additional information Spirit has for you in relation to your Akashic record. So starting off, we have fluidity, which is outer core. I absolutely love this card. What this card truly signifies here is recognizing that it's recognizing the flow. I really feel it's really about looking at everything that is flowing outside of you and understanding that those things are easily accessible to you. And then you have creation, which is water. I love how both of these cards truly represent water, which is really about how you currently feel about certain things. And starting off with number 12 here, number 12, outer core, truly is about being fluid, being very fluid in your thinking, right? I feel that if you are holding on to old ideas, old ways of doing things, those tend to be very rigid, and understand that they are not beneficial for you right now. I feel that what Spirit is really wanting you to understand with this particular card here, pile 3, is that you need to be very fluid. You need to be flexible in your thinking. Recognize that, we might have, it's almost like our beliefs, right? Our beliefs sometimes can be very rigid. And when they're very rigid, it's very hard for us to try to be nimble or to bend or to see things from a very different perspective. And Spirit's, message for you here is it wants you to be very fluid in the things that you think about, in the things that you do in your life. Because understand that you're going to need that flexibility. That flexibility is going to be very important for you here. Next, we have creation, which is water. Now, this is really about the flow, right? And it's about being very confident and graceful with your flow. Be true to yourself. This is about authenticity, about allowing yourselves, your emotions to fully come forward. Don't allow yourself to be very stagnant, okay, in any way. I think that's why the first message of being very fluid and flexible was so important. Understand that creation is a part of your birthright. You are a creator. You are made in the likeness of all that is and that creates. And so it's important for you to see yourself in that way, to see that you can create. Really ask yourself, what is it that you truly desire? What is it that your heart truly 110% truly desires here? And that is what you really need to focus upon. So let's move on to the tarot for you here. So first card up, we have the number 1 of keys, which is the architect. Now, keys truly represent pentacles, so it's about resources. And the architect, is really about the creator. It's about the magician. And I absolutely love this because we just talked about creation here, right? About you being the creator here. And I absolutely love that that is the first card up for you here, pile 3. Next, we have the King of Scrolls. Now, the scrolls truly represents knowledge, that wisdom, and the Queen is powerful. She holds the keys to everything, and it's no surprise here that these two cards really line up with the fluidity, with the outer core. Love that. Okay, next we have the number 2 of keys, which is the treasure, right? This represents where you currently are right now. And I feel that right now where you are is you're deep in the midst of searching for your significance. You're searching for the keys to your own success so that you could create all of the things that you're wanting to create here. pile 3. Next we have number 6, and this is the 6 of Forces, the waterfall. Now, I absolutely love this. I feel like I am loving this theme here for you, pile 3, with all of the water. So these next 2 cards, this card and the one I'm going to show you in just a second, really line up with the creation water here. And last but not least, you have number 9, which is Archangel Michael. Absolutely love this. Okay, let's talk about these cards here for just a second here, pile 3, because I am absolutely loving what I am seeing here for you. Now, first off, as I mentioned, we are going to start off with number 1, which is the keys, okay? Now, the keys and the architect truly discusses that you are the creator. You are the architect of your own life. And as you go about your days, as you go about your journey in your life here, you are ultimately creating. You are creating your own legacy. And it's important that you truly take time, like you honor that. Like you truly honor that this is what you are particularly doing. I feel that a lot of times we don't recognize that we are that powerful. Now, understand that this particular card truly represents that you have power, you have authority, you are the leader of your own destiny, and it's important that you take that leader. This is about stepping into a position of power, okay? And your position of power really is about understanding that your thoughts, the things that you ultimately think about here, truly create your reality. So it's important for you to truly recognize here, pile 3, on how valuable and how important that is. When you are allowing yourself to be fluid in your thinking and seeing things from different perspectives, you gain so much more insight and so much more knowledge. Moving on, we have the Queen of Scrolls here. Now, this Queen of Scrolls is a woman of the higher mind. This is going to truly represent your higher self, right? It's going to represent that aspect of you that has all of the resources and the knowledge in the unknown accessible. Notice how right here, how the third eye right here is illuminated. When you truly see that, you can truly see that this Queen of Scrolls third eye is illuminated, which truly signifies the knowledge, the wisdom, the higher mind that we often have to sort of allow ourselves to connect with, right? So the purpose of this card is to bring forth new knowledge, new wisdom, right? And I feel that ultimately comes from when we allow ourselves to not be so rigid, when we allow ourselves to be flexible in the way that we think. The Queen of Scrolls is really about that higher aspect of ourselves that really comes from a place of deep love and deep compassion, okay? Understand that I feel that, you know, this Queen of Swords can represent someone new coming into your life, and it could ultimately be that whoever that person is going to be a teacher. It will be a mentor for you, or maybe you've already come into contact with this specific individual, and this person is really trying to get you to sort of think outside the box, really see things from a very different perspective, because they're wanting you to learn, to expand your awareness and your consciousness. Okay, so now we're going to move on to where you currently are, which is going to be the Two of Keys. Now, the Two of Keys, as I mentioned, is the treasure, okay? Now, the treasure here is going to represent that a part of you is feeling a little disappointed, or maybe you feel like you've lost a piece of yourself. You know, when I do coaching, I ultimately always tell my clients that the coaching is really going to help them find the lost pieces of themselves. This is really about understanding that whatever loss or disappointment you might have experienced or that you are currently experiencing, understand that that is holding a specific treasure for you. Understand that you are meant to uncover what that treasure is. It's almost like in the moments when I say, you know, every experience that we encounter teaches us something. It teaches us to really see beyond what we're currently experiencing in the moment. When you have the treasure, this is an opportunity for you to explore the depths of true understanding, true spiritual enlightenment and understanding, which is the reason why Spirit is wanting you to be more fluid in the way that you think. Because understand that our thoughts and the emotions that we have with those specific thoughts create our reality. And if you're being guided to create, right? If we're naturally creators, we are natural creators. We create our own reality every single time. It's important for you to really truly see the lesson behind the experience. Understand that, you know, when we get to a place where we feel lost, we have to explore the depths of ourselves to truly find what lights us up inside. And that is truly what this card represents. This card represents the treasure that we have deep within ourselves that we must learn to discover on our own and allow that light to fully shine forward. Okay, so then we move on to the Six of Forces, which is going to be the waterfall. Now, the waterfall truly represents that it represents, you know, the fluidity of how easily it flows, okay? This is about understanding your personal power. This is how powerful. Now, this is going to represent how powerful you are and how much force and capacity that you actually have. What I love about this is that the power that resides within you is never ending. This waterfall never stops. It never stops. It pushes, it will push through anything. So this truly represents your life force energy of the creativity and of the magic that you hold within yourself here, pile 3. Your life force is never ending, and it springs from an eternal past and it roars into your limitless future. So this is really talking about that, you know, this is time for you to really dive deep into your own thoughts and your own emotions so that you could expand your own psychic energy. This is really about you creating your own reality and becoming the master of your own destiny and the master of your own success. You know, Forces is really about the wands, and it's about that action that we put forth into everything that we do. And I love how this particular card really focuses more along the lines of creation, right? Because creation is really about our emotions. Our emotion is the driving force of putting forth the fertilizer into the seeds that we are ultimately creating. And last but not least, we have Archangel Michael. Now, this is going to represent a major arcana here for you, pile 3. And understand that Archangel Michael is a very divine power. Now, in this particular card, you know, I often associate Archangel Michael with safety and security. But I feel in this particular card, this is really about finding the courage and the strength within yourself so that you can actually take guided action. Look at his heart center, how his heart is just full of nothing but a flame. And this truly represents, you know, strength, that inner strength that we all have within us This is about being very courageous. This is about allowing yourself to take action towards the life that you are wanting to lead, towards the things that you are wanting to create. Remember what we said. We started off here with the from scratch, which means that you have all of the resources that you need, all of the ingredients that you need to create the life and the destiny that you are desiring is already there for you, pile 3. All you need to do is take action, guided action. So let's see what we have for you here. So first up, we have Warrior Woman. Okay, this matches up beautifully. So this Warrior Woman is really asking you, have you answered your deepest calling? This Warrior Woman comes forth holding the sword of truth. And this sword of truth truly signifies her really standing courageous and proud and honoring her desires by truly answering the call. And next we have Anna, which is grandmother of Jesus. Okay, so this is a very powerful one. So this is about seeding the light. Okay, and this is about the divine plan. What I really want to point out here is that I feel for you, your message from the Akashic Records for you, pile 3, is really about being the master of your own mind and being the master of your own destiny. Creating the destiny that you truly desire. And in order to do that, this means that you have to take action. You have to really listen to your intuition. Allow yourself to see things as they are and see things from a different perspective. Allow yourself to feed your own inner light. This is about you feeding your own inner light so that you could have everything that your heart desires. And next we have, okay, abundance, number 88. Okay, I want to point out here, pile 3, that if you've really been worried about whether you're not going to be successful or you're not going to be prosperous or abundant, maybe you're feeling a bunch of lack right now, I really feel that what Spirit's message for you is that you need to take control of your thoughts and your emotions. You need to really dig deep within yourself and see how you can actually heal yourself. See things from a different perspective. I feel that if you're really only seeing things from an analytical perspective, Spirit really wants you to start seeing things from a very intuitive perspective, which means that you're going to have to trust in the unknown. You're going to have to allow yourself to really reach a little bit further in understanding that you play a very big part in the things that are currently occurring in your life. Now, these two cards down here that I have for you, I was actually guided towards providing for you. These are going to be journal prompts. I will post these down in the description box for you, pile 3, if you feel so called to really answer these journal prompt questions. So for the self-love, we have, how has my confidence increased with age? Now, I think that's beautiful. I think that ultimately is a very beautiful question because we did speak about that. We spoke about that with Archangel Michael on needing to be courageous, needing to find the confidence to take the lead, right? And to really allowing yourself to become the master of your own mind. And next we have a healing card. And this card is finish the sentence. I want to give myself permission to feel blank. What's getting in the way of that? I absolutely love this for you, pile 3. I feel these two journal prompt questions were so on point for what your message was from the Akashic Records. Pile 3, this is your beautiful message from the Akashic Records. I hope that you were able to gain lots of clarity and insight on your beautiful message. Please remember that I will put down these journal prompt questions down in the description box for you, so that if you feel so called as to do the journal prompts, they will be down in the description box for you. Thank you so much for joining me today, pile 3, and I look forward to seeing you next time with your new message. Namaste, guys. Hi, pile 4. This is going to be your beautiful, lovely message from the Akashic Records. And let's go ahead and get right in. So your first card up here, pile 4, is number 32. Everything is beautiful. When this card initially came out for your pile, I was so excited. So this basically means that it is wanting you to really see the miracles, see the beauty in everything. Truly allow yourself to admire everything in your life. This is really about making sure that you're not taking anything for granted, that you're truly being grateful for where you are, what you've accomplished, what is actually going on in your life. Understand that this is a moment for you to truly find the significance and the beauty in each and everything, in the experiences that you're having and in the individuals in your life. So let's move on to your additional message and see what other information is going to be coming forward for you. So first up, we are going to start off with, before we dive right into the tarot, first card up, we have change, which is wind. Get that out of the glare for you there. So this this really truly represents change. So there is change in the air for you. I feel that there's a lot of things that are going to be changing in your environment, things that you are going to be experiencing. And it's really about allowing things to transform in the way that they are meant to transform here for you. So you have change and you have bravery, which is oceans. So this is really about allowing yourself to just be really brave and explore. I really love this. Oceans often also speaks in reference to water, which represents our emotions here. And I absolutely love this for you. So right off the bat here, pile 4, we are starting off with the winds of change. And oftentimes when the winds of change really comes into play here for you, what this is truly signifying for you is that resisting change is absolutely useless. I feel a lot of times when things sort of transpire or when changes come into our life, we try to really push against it. We try to resist it. And it's important to understand that when things are transpiring the way that they are transpiring, understand that there is a greater force behind it. So it's important for us not to resist the change as it approaches in our life. Understand that this change is leading you towards a new direction. And it's important for you to be very understanding of that change and allow things to flow. I feel the best thing for you is going to be just allowing things to be as they are. Really, truly allow things to transform the way that they are meant to transform. And don't try to control it. Don't try to resist it. Just allow it to be. Now with bravery and oceans here. This is about, as I mentioned, this is about bravery. It's about courage. This is about going forth and exploring, allowing yourself to explore the depths of your life, allowing yourself to explore the depths of your relationships, and understand that when change is necessary, allow things to change. This is about understanding that you have to be very brave in your choices. It's not a time to be fearful. It's really a time for you to be very curious like a child and explore all of the beautiful things that are currently developing or happening in your life at this time. And I really feel this is about you really, when you're exploring the depths of everything in your life and you're learning to see the beauty in each and everything in your life, it's really about connecting with that inner child that truly is aligned with your soul and your purpose and your divine mission here. And I feel that that is really what is important here and what Spirit is ultimately wanting you to really understand here. So now let's move on to your tarot here. So first card up, we have number 2, which is the Akashic Library. Okay, so the Akashic Library is showing up front and center for you here, along with the King of Roses. Love this. So roses is truly going to represent emotions. We then have Adzam, which is number 22. The chess game, which is the 3 of Keys. And your last card is going to be Diversity, which is the 5 of Scrolls. Okay, so diving right in onto, now the first 2 cards truly represents where you've particularly come from. The middle card is going to represent where you are, and these last 2 is going to represent your journey moving forward. So starting off right off the bat with card number 2, we have the Akashic Library, and I absolutely love this. So this truly represents a connection here, a connection that you have with your own internal Akashic record. Now understand that if you're not familiar with the Akashic Records basically it's a library. It's a specific library that contains all of the information from all of your past lives. This card really, in some particular sense, this truly represents you scripting and writing and being your own creator in your own life. I feel a lot of times when this card comes up, it really talks about publishing and writing. So here's what I'm going to say for you, because this is kind of what I'm feeling for you here, pile 4. You are a creator. And if you are truly wanting a different life, if you are truly wanting to embark on a great adventure, an adventure of a lifetime, Spirit is really wanting you to become the writer of your own story. This often signifies to me that we become the stories that we tell. And I feel a lot of times when we are trying to really sort of balance all of the knowledge and wisdom that we've gained from previous lives and incorporate all of that knowledge into this lifetime, sometimes it can get a little mind blowing. It can get a little bit foggy. And I want to point out here that with this record, with this particular card, what it's truly saying is that you have the ability to manifest the life that you are truly desiring. You need to become very self-aware. And the Akashic Library is really about that awareness, that consciousness that we often have, which resides, in our soul and is connected to our spirit team, to the team that assists us. And so this is really about learning to explore the depths of your particular life. What life are you wanting to lead? What life are you wanting to experience? What life are you wanting to have? And it's really time for you to start penciling in all of the things that you are wanting to experience here, pile 4, and allow yourself to have those things. I think a lot of times we really don't really allow ourselves to have those things because we're too busy trying to, figure out, is this really the right direction? We end up questioning ourselves more than we end up truly embracing where we are or what we are meant to really experience, not understanding that we are the creator of our own destiny. We are creating our story, our life, every single moment. So moving on to the King of Roses. Now this card truly indicates a union of some sort. Now I want to point out that this king right here is holding 2 roses. One is red and one is yellow. And oftentimes for me, when I see red and when I see yellow, it often signifies a loving friendship. Now, interestingly enough, I really feel that what this union is truly representing is it's representing your higher self. This is representing a union, a friendship of some sort, something that needs to come together in order to create something beautiful, a new relationship with your higher self, that will help you, blossom into this new life that you are trying to create for yourself, that you are trying to build for yourself. I can also represent another person coming in, but I'm really feeling here, pile 4, that this is truly representing connecting with your higher self, really connecting with how you're feeling about your work, your life, your money, your experiences, the relationships that you have in your life. Understand that everything, even those relationships that might be a little bit challenging, even those relationships that you ultimately know that you are meant to change, right? Transform. Maybe, old people are going to be going away from your life. And this is really about you learning to see the beauty in everything. You learning to be courageous, no matter what experiences you might have gained, right? And here's what I see with these two cards together here. Notice how he is facing towards the Akashic Library. And the Akashic Library is really saying that you have all of the resources needed to create the reality that you are desiring. And pile 4, if you are really wanting a true love, if you're wanting a partner, if you're wanting a new business partner, whatever it is that you are wanting, you have the ability to create that story. All you need to do is write that story, but you need to align it with the higher aspect of yourself. Learn to forgive. Learn to see things through the eyes of compassion and love and understanding, and see the beauty in everything around you. Do not resist change that needs to occur here. So next we're moving on to add some. Now, this card truly represents, in one single word, it means, it can actually have many, many different meanings, but this basically affirms things in the present moment. So it's really affirming your own strength, your own abilities, your own knowledge. This truly represents that you are here in this present moment. You are learning. Notice how right here, what I love about this card is this sort of incorporates everything. Notice how here this gentleman is carrying books. Okay. And notice here how you have fairies. Here is where you have this angel, and then you have, the ancestors here, right? She's learning. What I love about this card is that this card truly represents that you need to be present where you are in this moment and really allow yourself to really explore the depths of who you are. Understand that you are never alone. I feel a lot of times as we go through experiences, we often feel like we're at it alone and that no one is really there. And what this is really saying is that it's letting you know that your spirit team is easily there. It's there. They're there to help you. Your ancestors are there to light your way. If you resonate with the elementals and the fairy realm, they are there to assist you. Your guardian angels are there to assist you along the way. You just need to be open and receptive to it. Allow things to come naturally. I feel a lot of times when we try to take control, we try to control it the way that we want to control it instead of allowing it to be the way that it is. And this is what I love about this card. So I really feel that what this card is truly saying for you here, pile 4, is that it wants you to see your own strengths. It wants you to focus in on your present moment. And it wants you to be able to really trust yourself in your abilities, in your gifts, in order to create the reality that you want. You have to be able to trust in yourself in order to become the magician of your own life and create that destiny for yourself. That is ultimately the key here. Next, we move on to the Three of Keys, which is the chess game. Now, this is very interesting because we are now moving on to how things are going to be moving on in your life. The Three of Keys is really about, I feel this is really about, strategy. This is really about understanding that, and I feel like this has a lot to do with relationships in your life. I just keep hearing relationships. Understand that we are never going to see eye to eye with a lot of people. And I feel that a lot of times, when we try to take control of certain situations, or when we try to resist the changes that are inevitable or that are happening in our lives, we try to strategically make the moves that we feel that we need to make in order to get the results that we desire. With this particular card, what this is really saying is that this is really about understanding that you need to really sort of take a step back, really see everything for what it is before you make any, harsh decisions. One thing you will notice in here is the Queen of Swords in this chessboard. Let me see if I can point it out for you here. I feel that, no, you can't really see it here. Understand that the one thing you always want to protect when you are playing in chess is the queen. And it's really about protecting your honor, really honoring yourself, recognizing that you don't allow your emotions to get the best of you. So I feel that what this is really saying here is that, three truly represents harmony. It represents that balance between mind, body, and spirit, right? So if you're the type of person, pile 4, who really allows your emotions to get the best of you and you emotionally react to anything that is currently going on in your life, Spirit is really wanting you to sort of take a step back. Spirit is really wanting you to understand that everyone has their own particular way of how they perceive things that goes on in their life. And, it's the one reason why I feel a lot of times people struggle when it comes to communication in relationships, because they're too busy just seeing things from their perspective. Understand that the people that you come into contact with, everyone has their own personal agenda, right? And everyone is fighting their own battles. It's important for you to remain objective in everything, whether this is relationships, whether this is in your work, whether this is in, your own spiritual awakening or your own spiritual enlightenment. This is really an opportunity for you to be very, very aware and make very intuitive, strategic moves. Okay, you want to make moves that are going to help you build a better foundation for yourself. You want to make moves that aren't going to sabotage you or that aren't going to take you down in some way. So this is what's going to be very important for you. Next, we're going to move on to your last tarot card, which is going to be the 5 of Scrolls, and this is diversity. Now, what this card truly means is it means just that. It means diversity. Understand that there are many options and opportunities available to you, right? You're going to have many different, options and opportunities that you're going to be able to choose from. And it's going to be important that you look at all of them. Allow yourself to try new things. Right? You're going to want to go to new places. You're going to want to learn new things. You're going to want to, do things that you would normally not do. Meet new people, right? This is really about you learning to explore. And here's why I feel this is so important for you, pile 4. Because you've come up with the winds of change, and it's really asking you to not resist the change, right? I feel that you're coming in a point in your life right now where you're really being asked to become the leader of your own life as your life is moving in a very new direction. And I feel a lot of times you're probably someone who does things out of comfortability and habit. So you're so used to doing things a specific way, or you're used to maybe, dating people of a certain, qualification, or they meet certain standards or certain expectations. I feel this is why they've really brought in this whole bravery. They're really wanting you to explore. They're wanting you to really move past your comfort zone here, pile 4. They're wanting you to truly see and experience life and see the beauty in everything from a different lens, because I feel that is where you're truly going to grow. You're going to be able to truly understand yourself at a much deeper level. And this is how you're going to grow. This is how you're going to expand. So let's see what additional information we have for you here. I absolutely love this. We have Council of Light. Okay, this does not surprise me that it fell here with the Akashic Record and the King of Roses. This does not surprise me at all. The Council of Light is a very high frequency group of, ascended masters, of archangels, of, all these individuals that come together to really help enlighten humanity. And I really feel that this is what is sort of transpiring. I feel like you've sort of entered a really new realm of your life that ultimately you're not very familiar with. Next, we have Star Mother, which is, okay, so this is about how you can mother yourself. So I really feel that what this is saying is, here's what I'm sort of picking up here. It is no surprise to me that you are being asked to allow the changes to occur in your life. And it's wanting you to explore and to be brave. The Star Mother truly represents a mother figure, whether that could be Divine Mother, whether that could actually be Mother Gaia. It's really about learning to love and nurture oneself. And I feel that this is kind of where you're needing to explore a little bit. Understand that you're sort of being given these new light codes. You're awakening to a new higher standard, and you're being asked to sort of embrace this new way of living because they're here. They're assisting you. They're wanting you to sort of expand and to grow. And when you're doing this, when you're bringing forth this change, you're needing to love and nurture yourself because you might not have received that at a younger age. So let's see what additional, yes, okay. All right, we have number 10 here, which is karmic completion. I hope you can see this. You probably can't because the light is a little too bright. So we have karmic completion right here, which is literally you going through all of this change, right? Karmic completion is that it is no surprise when you have the Akashic Record with the add sum and the winds of change. This is really about learning, understanding that there's a lot of cycles that you are closing out from previous lives here, where you're having to learn to meld them together and balance. Understand that those old beliefs, those old patterns, all of those things that you yourself have sort of been working through is coming to an end. And then last but not least, we have number 2, which is patience. Now, this is really about learning to be a little bit more patient with yourself. You were the one deck who had 2 of these numerology cards. I feel that, with patience, it's really about learning to be a little bit more patient with yourself, understanding that everything takes time. With the karmic completion, it's really about all of the karmic cycles, right? All of the lessons that we actually learn. This could be, you actually fulfilling a specific contract with specific relationships. Maybe this is about you truly choosing yourself above a specific relationship. And learning to find the balance. This can also represent the Wheel of Fortune. So I want to point out here that this also truly represents that things are now moving in your favor. And as they move in your favor, understand that you're needing to be a little bit more patient with yourself. Patience is really going to be about enjoying and being present in the moment. Really, truly allow yourself to experience and explore everything in your day-to-day life here, pile 4. Now, these 2 cards that I have right down here at the bottom, these are journal prompt questions that I just felt really guided to offer you guys. Understand that I will be putting down these questions for each one of the piles down in the description box. So if you feel so called as to participate in these journal prompts for a little bit of more self-exploration, then please look down in the description box. So your first journal prompt for self-love is, what do I want to learn more about in this chapter of my life? This is beautiful. This is beautiful because I feel like what you are experiencing right now here, pile 4, is you're experiencing an entirely new chapter in your life where you're being told to not resist the change that is occurring. Your second journal prompt is going to represent healing, and your question is, finish the sentence, I'm working on accepting blank. So pile 4, this is going to be your beautiful message from the Akashic Record. I hope you were able to gain lots of clarity, information, and insight. I thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you next time with your new message. Namaste, guys.